Fighters' latest release. But here we are, from just a couple weeks ago. Oh no, June 2nd, right? Is that when it came out? Right, June 2nd. Am I thinking the right thing?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, like early June it came out. It is their first release since Taylor Hawkins' passing. It's very tragic, sad passing in 2022. It says right there, new album out June 2nd. There we are, June 2nd it came out. So we're only 10 days later on it, but we had to take care of a couple things first. But here we are. So this album, it's going to work a little bit different tonight for all of us here. I'm going to be going first, giving my initial impressions and track breakdown, and then we'll go from there. And Kyle and Mike will go from there. So, but yeah. So first things first. I'm a big fan of the Foo Fighters. I've always enjoyed them. I've always enjoyed to me, they're a band that I was telling Mike this before we came on live. To me, they're a band that has probably out of their whole discography, 2 really just solid, great albums, maybe 3 arguably. But the rest you can pluck at least 1 to 2, maybe even 3 or 4 songs off of each record and compile them into a playlist or a greatest hits, and you have a really solid greatest hits or collective efforts. I know for a while ago, actually, when Taylor Hawkins died, Kyle and I actually plugged for our other episode we did. We talked about their album, There's Nothing Left to Lose, from, was it 99?
Their best album. Yeah. Yep.
Their
best record.
That's a hot take right there. Exactly. But yeah, so I mean, going and I did see them live. I saw them reopen Madison Square Garden with Taylor Hawkins and whatnot too. That was an incredible night. Never forget it. But yeah, so coming into this new era of the band, this new style, this new take and everything and whatnot with their new drummer. But here we are. At first I was like, man, what are they gonna do? Given that Taylor's dead, obviously they're not gonna end. They're one of the biggest bands, touring at the moment too. They were just at Boston Calling. They got a couple of solo dates coming up as well. All this stuff. And this record to me, coming off of the heels of Medicine at Midnight, which was their last record with Taylor Hawkins on drums, which was, I would say, a good record. It wasn't anything special. I mean, I liked it a lot when it came out. I was really excited because I had just seen them live for the first time ever and whatnot with Taylor Hawkins and all that stuff. So I was kind of like a Foo Fighters like phase or a mood swing, if you will, with the Foo Fighters. And that record, it had a couple good songs on here and there, but it didn't really have a long lasting as much as I thought it would. So coming into this, I was like, all right, I'm ready for their new record. I just streamed it again for like the second or third time before we did our show tonight. And I have to say, this is a very emotional record. I guess you could say, because to me, it has some emotion to it. As I said, it has their new drummer, of course, on it. And he's,
it does not actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, Dave plays the drums on all of it.
Yeah. Dave Grohl is,
I actually didn't realize that until now. Thank you for correcting me. Because how could we forget? Dave Grohl was the drummer in Nirvana. How could we forget?
And played everything on the first Foo Fighters record.
Yeah, no, I knew that. I didn't realize that about this record. Oh my goodness.
Yep, their new drummer as of right now is only the touring drummer.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, I'm glad they have one because you knew they weren't going to end the Foo Fighters at all, really. I mean, I after Taylor Hawkins passing, I was like, man, how are they going to do this? It was a very sad loss, but they found a way to go on, and I guess they're probably going to move forward this way, I guess, as far as touring goes. But that's my thoughts going into this record, my impressions and whatnot. Let me jump over to the track listing for a second of songs that this is my standout tracks for me. Let me just read them off to all of you guys. So we have Rescued, Under You, Hearing Voices, the title track, But Here We Are, The Glass, Nothing at All, Show Me How, Beyond Me, The Teacher, and Rest to close out the record. A 48-minute record. And one thing I was talking about Mike. I was talking to Mike about this before we went on. They're known for putting out like a 9-song album or a 10-song album, and I don't mind that. I mean, albums can be whatever length they want to be, but I think that Dave wants to keep everything, I guess, simple and not overdo anything too much. That's to my understanding of how he operates as a drummer or a lead singer and whatnot, as a musician in general. So but my standout tracks for me are would be probably Rescued and Under You, because mainly because those are the first two singles that got released, because those are the first sounds we heard of the new era of the Foo Fighters. So they stood out to me. This might surprise Kyle and Mike. This title track is good. It doesn't stand out to me as much as I thought it was going to.
Yes. Woo!
I am so proud because that was one of my least favorites from the record. By
There we
far.
go. Thank you. Yes. I mean, I was you, because anyone who's listened to us for any period of time, I am a title track sucker. I love me a good title track, but this one was good. It was okay. It was not great. I was not like taken back, like, oh my God, I heard, but here we are, you know.
When I heard it, I said to myself, if JT says this is his favorite one, he's a liar.
Exactly. But here we are. It was a good track. It wasn't my favorite. Yes, it was the title track, but it was not my favorite. The Glass. I finished reading off The Glass. Nothing else. Show Me How. But yeah, my figure, I got distracted there. My standout tracks were probably the first two songs that got released, Rescued and Under You, the singles. And as I was saying, the title track, but here we are. It's good, but it's not great. I yawned like twice during it, believe it or not, if you guys can believe that. But I was, and then after that, the record kind of goes like not hit or miss necessarily, but just it takes unique turns, I guess you could say. The one thing that I just want to point out to you, and this is just for me personally, the song is called The Teacher, and it's 10 minutes and 4 seconds long. The fact of Dave Grohl creating a 10-minute song that really doesn't, it had some unique turns, but it didn't really do anything for me personally. That is like, I'm not opposed to long songs. I love long songs. I mean, Kyle's going to test for like 2112 by Rush. I mean, of course, we all love long songs. But this one was like a lot. I was very tired during it too. And I was like, oh, when is this going to like, is this done yet? Like, I was having some questionable thoughts. And then ending on Rest, I thought was like a good ending, if you will. But I will say this too, though. But yeah, my as I said from the get-go, like, this is a band where you can pluck at least 1 to 2, maybe 3 or 4 songs off of any one of the records, compile a Foo Fighters greatest hits or playlists on Spotify, and have an incredible playlist of really, really solid songs. But to me, the two, and you're gonna think I'm crazy, but the two that stood out to me the most were just the first two, and the title track a little bit. But that's really all I got for me personally. But that's kind of where I'm at with the track listing as well. So Rescued and Under You just kind of stood out to me, because mainly because the singles that got released, like I said. But other than that, nothing really stood out to me or jumped out at me as much as I thought they would. But that's just me. So but yeah. And we're giving ratings too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah. All right. So so listen, Foo Fighters are a band that I really enjoy. I mean, there's not a diss to Dave Grohl. It's not a diss to any of them. I just think that, like, the Foo Fighters to me are a band that are going to try and last as long as they humanly possibly can. But as an attempt post Taylor Hawkins' death, post his, post his passing, of course, his very sad passing, I thought this was a good record. I would not call it, say, like, their best. I would say it's very good. I would not say it's their best, though. I think that there's some unique turns and twists in here. I applaud the production on it, actually. Like, I don't even know if Dave actually, like, was it? Like, I'm not sure the producer.
Yeah, he did production on it.
He did production on it.
I don't know if he was the main producer, but he did a lot of the production.
Okay, that's good, because I wasn't. Yeah. Oh, Greg Kirsten. He's the guy who worked on Medicine at Midnight, and what was the other album? Concrete and Gold. He's been their producer for a couple of records.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. I'm sure when we get to you, you'll explain that. But yeah, overall a good record. Nothing super special. But I did enjoy it for what it was worth. I mean, it was, would I go back to the whole album? Probably not. Would I go back to the 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4 singles that got released? Yeah, I probably would. I think those are the strongest songs on there personally, but that's just me. I'm currently sitting at if we're going out of 5, I'm going to say like a 2.5 out of 5 or a 3. Probably I'm leaning towards more like a 3, because like comfortably. Out of 10, though, I will say this, I'm gonna say probably like a 7, maybe like a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10 sitting out for me personally right now. That's where I'm at as far as like the Foo Fighters, but here we are record goes. I mean, it's good, but I don't would I go back to it in like 4 or 5 years? Maybe not. We'll have to see, of course, as time goes on, but that's where I'm sitting at right there. So 6.5 or a 7 out of 10 for me on, but here we are for the Foo Fighters.